जैसे हमने बताया था आपको पिछले 3 वीडियो के अंदर कि हमारी कोशिश ये है कि हम इंडिया के स्मॉल बिजनेस के साथ जुड़े और उन्हें बताएं कि अमेरिका के अंदर आप अपनी प्रोडक्ट डायरेक्टली कंज्यूमर्स को कैसे बेच सकते हैं। आज का सेशन करेंगे हम, पर वो सेशन रहेगा इंग्लिश में, क्योंकि मेरे साथ मेरे दोस्त है, वो भी बात करेंगे, तो हम उनसे भी बात करेंगे कि उनका एक्सपीरियंस इंडिया के अंदर कैसा रहा। So welcome to live broadcast of Indo-American MSME network. We will continue to talk about how you can start selling to direct consumer or wholesalers in America your product directly. So I have with me Mr. Roderick L. Green. He's my partner. He visited India quite a few times. We were in India last August, and we will be there also in February, from February 10 to 16. It's not for a business, it's for pleasure, but we will be in India. So welcome, Mr. Green.
Thank you so much.
We were
Kimcho.
Yes, Chemtro. So the funny story about Chemtro is I don't call him Roderick Green. I call him Rod Patel. That's how much he is now Indian, and especially Guju.
Yeah.
So he did some Navratri and Garba in India also.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I wanted to my viewers to know what's your experience when we went to Delhi, we went to Gujarat, and you by yourself visited a lot of small market.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what do you think, and what you would buy, or what any other Americans would buy from those small businesses?
No, again, it was a remarkable experience. And again, Kimcho, we had the opportunity first to come in Gujarat, and I was told that if you're from Gujarat or Gujarati, you're born businessman or businesswoman. And so coming from a family of business owners, but hardworking farmers as well. So when he calls me Rod Patel, it fits the bill because, of course, Patels are farmers. It was just an amazing experience across the board. Being a businessman here in America, partnered with Ren and what we're doing through the Indo-American MSME, medium small enterprises. We just saw so many products and so many opportunities for Indian businesses, small, micro and small and medium Indian businesses to really onboard products here in the United States. But the key from in all the travels in Delhi, but also in Ahmedabad and around Ahmedabad, was the product really market ready? You know, there's products such as, I mean, you guys do amazing household types of products, handcraft, handmade, and that is a popular item in the United States, but it's not easily accessible. But I saw so many vendors and so many businesses across the board that had these products, and in having the conversations, they just didn't know how to actually have their product, or what was the process of having their product actually land in the United States and have the opportunity to actually sell to Americans. And so as we go back, and I know it's for pleasure this time, but you know, thank you for inviting me on, because I really wanted to be able to share with your audience that there's just remarkable opportunities right now to have your product here in the United States. There's several entrepreneurs that we actually help get off the ground and put them into business. And their major struggle, their major issue is where do they source their product from? And because there's so many brokers in between, there's so many margins that people put on top of it. So by the time it actually gets to the actual consumer here in the United States, whether they're business owners that's purchasing, looking for vendors, or whether it's consumers that's actually looking for the product, it's tremendous markup. And so what we want to do through the Indo-American MSME is to be able to cut out the middleman and put businesses with businesses and businesses from India with consumers in America?
Yeah, so last 3 days, Rod, as you see, I did the 3 video, and this is the 4th video, and I thought it's a good idea because I didn't expect that what kind of a response that I'm getting.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit behind in responding to the people, and I'm trying to explain. So everybody's watching. This is Raj Kumar Singh. He's explaining that who is manufacturer of organic product.
Okay.
So I request that we have a Google form, the best way for us to screen and reach out and let everybody know that who we can help, what kind of a product we buy, and what kind of a product our American counterparts can buy. So I recommend all of you to click on that Google form, fill out your company information. You have a company, you have a product. Doesn't have to be a big company. You don't have to be exporter. You don't have to be somebody who's selling a lot of stuff to America, but somebody who has a product who you believe that can be sold in America. Because the way this Mr. Rajkumar Singh is mentioning, he has an organic health drink. Now, that type of product, if you wanted to sell it in America, he might need a lot of different packaging, because we don't sell it in a liters. We don't use a metric system in America. We sell it in an ounce and gallons. So, and besides that, he has to have a nutritional facts on it. So those type of things that we can educate. And then if you're selling on that level, then we can explore that. Otherwise, it's not worth spending any money on exporting, because a lot of people abuse the small businesses.
Yeah, and I'm glad you made that point, because it's really key that a feasibility is done. So as you're filling out that form and we're becoming more familiar with what your product does currently in your market, that doesn't always translate per se into the US market. And so that feasibility process that we like to take to make sure that you really are market ready, and we won't waste your time. You know, that's a big thing for us. We get hundreds of inquiries every day from individuals from India, but also from other parts of the world as well. And what we always start with, and we do that because we're the Indo-American MSME, it's no cost to you at this time for us to make that assessment. But absolutely, I would say, to your point, that's how businesses never really truly get off the ground, because they haven't really had the individual that doesn't have an interest beyond in their success.
Exactly.
So they will take advantage of an individual because they don't understand the knowledge, the market knowledge of the US, and then they'll start to tax and put additional fees on, or take consultant fees up front. And now you never really had the true opportunity to know if your market, your product was able to be successful in the market. So we'll test your market. We'll test your product in the market as well as a trial, just to see what kind of traction we can actually get for you.
Yeah, and I was sharing some example, right? The very simple change in the product description, like a lot of Indian handicrafts, art and crafts, especially we have a state where the Taj Mahal is called UP, Uttar Pradesh, and also in Rajasthan and Gujarat also, very popular for handicraft items, unbelievable handmade items, but they always market and present as a handicraft. And my experience and success in the last few years is, I don't call it in America, if I'm selling it, I don't call it handicraft item. I call it home decor item. It's the same product, but if we sell it as a home decor, then it's easy to understand for American people, because that's what they use it for. So it's nice statue of Buddha, nice statue of any handmade camel or horse, or just a handmade embroidery work. In Gujarat, they call it, you know how you wear those outfit in a Navratri?
Oh, yeah.
That was handmade. So those type of thing is just the wall piece. They just take the handmade cloth and make it, frame it, and make a wall piece.
And I was actually shopping at a region recently when we opened up the new offices. I was shopping for the office, and I went into I won't say the name, but it was a large retailer right here in our backyard. And I couldn't believe that as I walked through the home goods section, it actually said made in India. And I was looking at items that I saw while I was in India in various parts. And I saw the markup of what we're willing to pay as Americans in that particular outlet. And the small businessman is not a part of that supply chain. I guarantee you that. And so for us, what we want to do is, again, we want to close that gap between the consumer here in the U.S., but as well as the entrepreneur here in the U.S. that wants to build genuine and authentic relationships with individuals. And we're just utilizing the home decor, sector or product sector as an example, but there's several other sectors.
Yeah, and just to keep it short, I'll just mention the another service sector that is most popular is IT. We were talking to few companies in web development and iPhone or Android app development, and it's unbelievable. And I'm gonna share like a short example. Sure. Any youth in America who is a bachelor's degree or master's degree in IT usually get paid $80,000 to $150,000 a year. Now, so that means like $40 to $50 an hour. And they develop the iPhone app. And if they are putting 40 hour or 50 hour, the iPhone app is no less than $2,000, $3,000 to $10,000. That's the range. But at the same time, in India, a lot of good iPhone app development companies or developers, but it's very hard to understand the culture and a requirement of the US direct client. So I was talking to a couple IT companies and I was sharing that why not this American youth who's a college graduate, let them sell the product. If you have a ready-made iPhone apps that you've done it for somebody, you can just clone it. Definitely. And sell it directly, and then we can connect. And that's why we're Indo and American both. So we wanted to empower American youth who can learn that Indian developers have ready-made products. We can just market it well, promote it well, understand the sales, because we're here, we understand the customer need, and we can directly contact them. There is no time difference in that. And then just have a relationship with the Indian development company who already have a made product, so we can just sell it. Absolutely. So that's the part of a MSME network, is trying to create a platform.
Now, and I won't, go much further, because honestly speaking, to my new brothers and sisters, that have tuned in today, and those who will continue to tap in and connect with the Indo-American MSME. There's so many stories like that, where there's this, we were in Gujarat, no, it was in Ahmedabad, and we had gone to the video upstairs where he showed us the studio, and he does the weddings. Yes, Kalyani, yes. And we were talking about just how, just from an editing perspective alone, and this is still within the IT space in terms of apps, in terms of website development. There's this, what I want to really emphasize in these closing remarks is that there's not much difference between the small business man and woman of the US and the small business man and woman of India. It's just, how do we connect the bridge? Exactly. And the Indo-American MSME is that bridge. And so you'll be able to stay within what you do well as developers in IT, as makers of organic drinks, as makers of products like home decor, and so many other types of categories that allows you to stay true to what you've been passed down with generations, even with things that we saw when we were in New Delhi in regards to health foods and products for health, just health and beauty as a whole. That does translate, into the U.S. market, and allow us here in America to be your partners, to be your eyes, your ears on the ground, and help steer you, consult with you, and ensure that you land in the space and not lose your shirt. That's what we say. Losing your shirt means basically losing profit, or your business failing, before it even gets the chance to succeed. And so again, we can go on and on about this, because it's so many levels, but I look forward to visiting soon again, my new second home I'm a Gujarati boy. I'm a Gujarati boy now. You know, so, Baraba.
So, in a closing remark,
Yeah.
few things, right? So we don't waste anybody else's time. Is we're not looking to do any donations. We're not looking to hire anybody.
No.
We are completely into educating. We're completely into doing business with those who's already doing business. So we don't want to waste anybody's time. So 2-3 things. If you send just a comments or messages, we won't be able to respond, because if I hire somebody in the US just to respond, it's costing me $15 to $20 an hour. So we are certainly not doing that. The best way to do it is fill out that registration form. That registration form is free. It just gives us an idea that who you are, what kind of a business you're doing, what your turnover is, and what are your products are or services are. So from there, we will reach out to those who we can do business immediately.
Absolutely.
Because we do have a store on Amazon. We do sell the stuff on Amazon. So certain things we can directly buy. This effort is that we wanted to cut down the wholesalers or the folks who is known to take the product from you guys for 3-month credit, 6-month credit, and broker. We wanted to empower. I really love the idea that we wanted to teach not only make in India, but all those people who's making in India, how we can sell it outside India, because the margins are 10 times better. 10 times better. And we're looking to do that. We don't want to be one of the wholesalers that, okay, I come to India and says that now I'm going to buy something for 10 cents to $1. We wanted to empower you to directly sell to Americans. So thank you very much one more time. And from Monday, we're going to take a day off, Saturday and Sunday, to put together now action plan. So we will come up from next week, industry by industry, how to take care of the shipment, how to take care of the licensing or registration in the US, how to go to the direct clients, where to access the database of the direct buyers, and how many different platforms you can put your product on. So those type of topics where you can start doing something yourself, or you can ask us for help. So no more just the information seminar, but we're going to be doing learning topics one by one, industry focus. So if you like this video, very important to share. We have minimum 30 million Indian small businesses who can actually get help. And I would really appreciate that if you find any group who have a 20,000, 30,000, or 50,000 members who you think that just sharing the video, sharing the information will help them. Because before we start doing actual learning video, I want a lot of people to connect with us. And in that process, I don't have to get paid from any of you who's learning, because we will be able to monetize our page, and Facebook and YouTube, they will pay us to teach, and we're going to keep this free.